Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Rookie Card Collector 123 video. In today's episode, we're going to continue our look at the true rookie cards for the National Baseball Hall of Famers. We're going to take a look at the rookies for the next 16 individuals. We are currently working on the players' last names beginning with G. We're working backwards from Z, so we're definitely getting towards the home stretch of the series here. So the first card we're going to look at today is actually one of the biggest Hall of Fame rookie cards that there is in the hobby. This one is going to be from the U.S. Negro Leagues, Josh Gibson. The card is not from the U.S. Negro Leagues. Unfortunately, they never produced any cards for the Negro League ball players in the United States playing here during the summers. But many players did play overseas in Latin America during the winter season to make extra money. And some of those countries did produce cards such as Cuba and Puerto Rico and Venezuela and Mexico and the Dominican Republic. So the Josh Gibson card here, this card actually was produced a few years after he passed away. He passed away in 1946, and this card was produced in 1950-51 Puerto Rican Winter League season. This is a Toleteros card. So that was a tobacco company in Puerto Rico. And these were produced in color. Toleteros actually put two other sets out prior to this one, 48-49 and 49-50. Both of those were black and white pictures. The 50-51 Toleteros with Gibson was the first year that the set was produced in color. And the Toleteros 50-51 in color is actually the scarcest of the three different Puerto Rican Winter League issues. Gibson is pictured here. This is sort of a commemorative card, I guess you could say, since he had passed away already. This image appears on a Negro League Baseball magazine. Might have been a Puerto Rican League Baseball magazine, actually, from the early 1940s. So this is not Gibson at the end of his career. This is probably Gibson right around the middle or peak years of his playing career. And like I said, today this is one of the most valuable Hall of Fame rookie cards in the entire hobby. Low-grade examples like a 1.5 of this card today are trading in six figures, and the nicer copies, obviously, quite a bit more. So 50-51 Toleteros, Josh Gibson, true rookie card. He did have one card printed in the U.S. It was not a baseball card. It was a postcard. It was put out by Harrison Studios in 1931, so it was much earlier than this one. But because my parameters for Hall of Fame rookie cards negates any one-of-one cards as being rookie card options for my guide here, I did not include that one in the book. For the obvious reason, the idea of putting this book together was to show people what the cards are to go after. A one-of-one postcard where only one was ever only one was ever known. Sorry, really doesn't help collectors because it's an impossibility to try to get that. That card also happened to be signed by Gibson twice, once on the front and once on the back, which further increases the value. That card today would be a seven-figure card if it ever came up at auction again. Moving on to the next one, we've got Bob Gibson. Gibson, much more common, 1959 Topps high number. Gibson rookie card, one of the toughest out there to find a quality centered example. That tends to be the real tricky part with this rookie. Gibson also appeared in a 58 Omaha Cardinals minor league issue. But because minor league issues are not included in my parameters for Hall of Fame rookie card status, I did not picture that. So 59 Topps, Bob Gibson, true rookie card. Next one we're going to look at is one of the many 1920s exhibit rookie cards. This one is Charlie Gehringer, the great second baseman for the Detroit Tigers. He's pictured here on the 1926 exhibit. And a nice fielding pose. And these are quite tough to find. Population reports on these, I believe, are somewhere in the 20 range, maybe. Not easy to track down, and true rookie card for Charlie Gehringer, 1926 exhibits. These were postcard size. They're blank on the back, and they came in those penny arcade exhibit vending machines. Next to that is another one of the really big rookie cards in the hobby. This one's Lou Gehrig. It's also a 1920s exhibit card, same like the Gehringer, except Gehrig is in the 25 set, not the 26. He actually has the cards in the later exhibits with this exact same image, but the tint on the card is what determines what year it was produced. The 25s, the tint was a gray or black and white tint. The 26s, 27s, the tint would change to blue. 26 was green, I believe. 27, I think, was blue. They changed the tints over the years. A lot of times they reused the same photos, but sometimes new photos were added as well. So 25 exhibit Lou Gehrig is one of two rookie card options for Gehrig. Gehrig also appears in a strip card set that was put out in 1925. It's called the W590 set. And those were also real photographs, real images, not really real photographs, real images printed on the card, and they came in strips of 10. They were horizontal strips, and you would cut them individually into 10 cards. Gehrig appears on a 10-card sheet from the 1925 W590, so another rookie card option for Gehrig there. Okay, moving on to the next one, we've got our first old judge today. It's going to be 1887 to 1890 Pud Galvin. Pud Galvin was a top 19th century pitcher. As with all the other old judge Hall of Famers, he appears on multiple poses within the old judge set. Here's an interesting one as a pitcher. He's standing with a jacket and a baseball bat in hand, leaning on the bat. All these old judges were actually taken in a studio, photography studio, for Goodwin and Company, the cigarette brand. So sometimes there's a ball in the picture. It appears the player's catching a ball or something. It's all staged in a photo studio. The key to these old judges, again, I mentioned several times, how bold is the image, the contrast to the image. The darker it is, the better. The more popular with collectors and thus more valuable. Some of the old judges are either a sepia or black and white, and they're extremely light. Sometimes it's very hard to recognize or make out the image of the player even because the image is so light. And those really get hurt in terms of value and collector interest. So 1887 to 90, old judge, cataloged as N172, Pud Galvin. Okay, next one we're going to look at is Frank Frisch. Frisch was one of the members of the Gas House Gang, the 30s St. Louis Cardinals, that won multiple National League pennants. Began his career with the New York Giants, though, which is the uniform where he's pictured here on this strip card. And this is the 1920 W519. Not necessarily the prettiest card, but the earliest true rookie card for second baseman Frank Frisch. Okay, next up we have a Hall of Fame executive, Ford Frick. Frick was the league president for the American League for many years. His rookie card is card number 1 in the 1959 Hop set. So this would be one of the mainstream issues. Pictures Frick with the patriotic red, white, and blue stripes in the background with the baseball insignias as well. And Ford Frick True Rookie card, 1959 tops. Next to Frick, we have another one of the really big rookie cards in the hobby these days. This is Jimmy Foxx, the Beast, and he's in an interesting horizontal fielding pose. This is another one of those 20s exhibit cards. This one's a little bit different. This is from the 1925 to 31 series. These had postcard backs, so they're called postcard back exhibits. And Fox appears on here. These came in various different colors. Some players had 5 or 6 or 7 different colors. They were duotone cards, so they would typically be a gray or white along with one color, like red or blue or gray or a sepia color. Like I said, various colors they came in. And Fox is in there. Okay, the next one we're going to cover is Nellie Fox. Nellie Fox was a post-war rookie, so this is the 1951 Bowman. Fox was the great Chicago White Sox second baseman. Formed a famous double play combination with shortstop Luis Aparicio during the starting in the mid-50s when Aparicio came up to Chicago, and through the early 60s as well. So Nellie Fox, 1951 Bowman True Rookie card. Next to Fox, we have another Negro League player. This one is Willie Foster. The second one today, we looked at Josh Gibson already. Foster is one of those guys that had no cards. True Rookie appeared in the 74 Lachlan Old Time Black Stars set. Those were the duotone dark brown, light brown cards. And they were line drawings of by an artist named Bob Lachlan. Produced in 74, this issue. He produced a second set in 78 and included some of the stars that were missing from the first Black Star series. So Willie Foster was a top left-handed pitcher. He was I believe he was the half-brother of Rube Foster, who was the one given credit for being the true founder of Negro League Baseball in 1920. And Foster was a great left-handed pitcher in those Negro Leagues. Okay, next up we've got Willie Foster's half-brother, Rube Foster, in the same 1974 old-time Black Star set. Rube Foster, as I mentioned, given credit for being the founder of the official Negro Leagues in 1920. One of the most influential and prominent African-American ball players in history. Prior to that, though, from the late 1890s, early 1900s, he was a top pitcher, playing on some integrated teams and some black clubs, barnstorming clubs that played primarily in the Midwest in the U.S. here. And Foster, like I said at the time, was one of the top black pitchers out there. He would move on then during the 19-teens. He would become a manager, primarily the Chicago American Giants, and built one of the most powerful Negro League clubs in history during that time frame. Some of the Chicago American Giants that played under Foster were Pop Lloyd, Pete Hill, Luis Santop, Smokey Joe Williams. Later on, Cristobal Torriente played for Foster. So lots of Hall of Famers under Rube Foster there. So 74 Lachlan, old-time Black Stars, Rube Foster True Rookie card. Next one we're going to cover is Whitey Ford, a great left-handed pitcher for the Yankees during the Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra era. His True Rookie is the 1951 Bowman card, pictured here. He also appeared in a 1951 Burke Ross, which was more of a regional issue. The Burke Rosses look a little more like strip cards, and they came in panels of 2 players in 1951. So you can have the Ford Burke Ross individually, or you could have them on the panel with a second player. The Burke Ross sets did not only include baseball players; they also had basketball. I believe they had football and golf, and maybe one or two other sports as well. Okay, next player we're going to look at is Elmer Flick. So Elmer Flick, true rookie card would be this 1902 to 1911 W600 Sporting Life cabinet card. These Sporting Life cabinets are right at the borderline for what I would consider rookie card status, as far as being large or too large. That's kind of my cutoff. Anything the size of Sporting Life cabinets or smaller. Anything bigger than that to me is too far oversized. Really, not any type of card at all, and thus not qualify for rookie card status. So Elmer Flick, 1902 to 11 W600 Sporting Life cabinet, true rookie. Okay, next to Flick, we have one of the popular 70s rookie cards, because it actually has two pretty big stars during the 70s, both of them pictured on the same card here. So we have Carlton Fisk, who's the Hall of Famer and the biggest name. He's pictured over here. And then we have Cecil Cooper, who was a many-time All-Star first baseman, primarily with the Milwaukee Brewers in the late 70s, early 80s. He's also pictured here on the Red Sox. He came up with them as a prospect, a first baseman. And the 72 tops, Carlton Fisk, Cecil Cooper, one of the more popular rookie cards of the 70s. Okay, next one we're going to look at is a 1969 tops. This is Raleigh Fingers in the Oakland A's uniform. He shares a card with two other players that did not have real descript playing careers, but Fingers became a Hall of Fame reliever. Spent the earlier part of his career with the A's, and then would move on and have many great seasons during the late 70s, early 80s with the San Diego Padres. Also had some good years for the Milwaukee Brewers. And I believe he was either the first or second strictly relief pitcher elected to the Hall of Fame. Him and Hoyt Wilhelm, I believe, were the first two. I'm not sure which one came first. So 1969 tops Raleigh Fingers true rookie card. And the last one we're going to cover today is an interesting case here. So this is Rick Ferrell. Rick Ferrell was a catcher and came up with the Boston Red Sox team in the early 30s and played on the team with Joe Cronin and Jimmy Foxx and Lefty Grove once those guys came over from the Philadelphia A's. And Ferrell was a catcher, not a fantastic hitter, pretty good defensive catcher, known more for his defense. But the interesting thing with this card is the player here, identified underneath as Rick Ferrell, is actually not him. It's another player picture there. So it's not Ferrell. It's a 4-on-1 exhibit. It's from 1931 to 1932. So during the 30s, many of the exhibit cards were produced with 4 players. Typically, all 4 would be on the same ball club. And this was a good chance a lot of times to get multiple Hall of Famers on one card. In this case, I believe Ferrell was the only Hall of Famer on this one. But he came up here with St. Louis at the very beginning of his career before he went to Boston. And this is not, like I said, not Ferrell on there. So if you remove this from rookie card status because it's not really him, then his rookie card but gets bumped up to 1933. And then you have the Gowdy card, and there's a few other 1933 issues. But the intent was to picture Dick Ferrell on this card. So I have it still in my guide as his rookie card, even though the player pictured is not the correct one. There's a similar situation in modern times with the very recently elected Hall of Famer Carlos Beltran. His tops traded rookie from 1995, I believe it is, pictures Juan LeBron, who was another prospect for the Royals at that time, same as Beltran, same team. and LeBron and Beltran got their card images mixed up on their. They were both in the same set, 1995 Topps traded, and the card images got mixed up. They got them backwards. So LeBron is on Beltran's card and Beltran's on LeBron's card. And there's always a lot of discussion, which one should be the rookie, the one with the picture or the one with the correct name. So this is sort of a very early, much earlier version of that scenario with Dick Farrell here. So that's going to wrap up today's episode on the True Rookie Cards for National Baseball Hall of Famers. We covered some really big ones today, including Lou Gehrig and Josh Gibson and Jimmy Foxx, as well as many other big-time stars. So I hope you got some good info, enjoyed the presentation. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys again on the next one.